the topic tonight is to turn adversity into opportunity. Obviously, it's been quite a rough start of the year, like a roller coaster that nobody wanted to get on. And it's like pitch black and it's raining and everybody's just like losing their shit. So it's pretty interesting, the start of the new decade. I don't know what your situation is like. I know that myself, I am facing some adversity work-wise and adapting and just making the best of it. So I hope that you're managing to cope and adapt yourself. What I'm gonna do basically in this live tonight is share 3 things with you, along with some practical things that I think are very useful in terms of turning the situation we got into something better and to make something out of it. And one quote that I really like, and I'd like to start with, is the quote from Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He said that every adversity has an equal seed of opportunity in it. And it all depends on our mindset and our attitude on whether we're going to crumble by the adversity or turn it into something amazing. So with that, I think this wellness thing, virtual, that's happening right now is the perfect example of how you turn a situation into something completely amazing, right? And like if you look at the story of Christiana and what she said in a video the other day, how she was bored, she didn't want to work out, she had no motivation, and she had an inspiration to start a little Facebook group with people, and one step at a time it turned into this massive group with 50 instructors from all around the world doing amazing stuff. So this is, I think, an amazing example of what you can do despite adversity and to make it through it. So it's pretty powerful of an example that we're living right now. So it's a pretty good inspiration. Now, in order to make that happen, I think the first thing we need is to have some form of trust or faith or belief, whatever the word resonates most with you, because if you don't have that faith, that belief, that trust, that you can actually do something out of this situation, and if you let the weight of the pressure of your situation get the best of you and get you stressed out or get you in fear, chances are you're not going to do nothing about it, or you're just going to survive through it. And if you look at, and it's easy to get in this situation, by the way, because when you look at the news, the social media and everything, we're bombarded about how bad the situation is. It's bad news after bad news after bad news. So of course, like what we do, we get stressed out, we get afraid, we get anxious, our situation is changing, we're losing income, we're losing our routine, and we get into this fear mindset that, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What we don't realize is that that fear mindset is not helping us. If anything, it's actually preventing us from seeing things from a somewhat objective view. And so if you remain stuck in a mindset that says, oh my God, there's no way around it, there's nothing I can do, it's too big, well, you won't do anything about it. That's the first step. So the first thing you need to adopt is that there is a possibility for you to do something, that there is an opportunity. You need to allow yourself to believe in the possibility of something greater that can come out of this situation. Otherwise, you will find reasons about why you can't do it, why it doesn't work out, or why it's not a good idea every time you have some motivation to do something. So to trust, I like the quote from Einstein when he said, in order for us to solve a problem, we need to think from a level of consciousness that's greater than the problem. Because if you think in the same level of consciousness that's created this situation that we have right now, you'll keep on getting the same thing. You keep on focusing on a problem and you keep on, digging your well. So we need to start thinking greater. And when you start thinking greater and asking yourself better questions, what can I do is a good question. How can I adapt? What can I change? What can I start? What can I learn? How can I invest in myself? How can I make the best of this? We need to start asking ourselves better questions in order to get better answers from our mind. Because your mind is a little bit like Google. Whatever you ask yourself, you'll get an answer. If you ask yourself, why is this situation so fucked up? You'll get an answer as well. And if you ask yourself continuously, what's the best thing I can do right now? You'll also get different answers. And one answer can completely change your perspective. And it's what we need right now, is a massive change of perspective. That this situation is not happening to me, and life is not, getting at me and in order to make it difficult for me, but rather that this is happening for me, for growth, of evolution. Life supports life. Life is always expanding. Further expansion and fuller expression, that's what life is all about. Even if all human dies tomorrow on the planet, life will continue, the universe will continue to expand. So I truly believe that the universe is always expanding and will always support people who are expanding themselves. And so you will be met by luck or serendipity or synchronicities, whatever you want to call it, when you operate from that mindset. That's why I believe that the first thing we need is faith and trust that in this situation there is something I can do. Okay? And then the second thing we need is adaptivity. I'm not sure if I say it right, but the ability to adapt to the situation, to be creative, innovative. Right now, a lot of people are waiting to things to go back to normal. That is plain delusion. And I'm sorry to be tough, because it's true. Things will never go back to what they were. Life is always expanding. We're always going to a new normal, to a new stage of evolution, to a new stage of awareness. And so where we're going right now is not where we were. Our society is going to make dramatic changes as we go along in the next few months. So to simply wait in hope that things will go back to normal is to waste precious time that you have right now, and to create yourself an illusion of things will be, and to put yourself in denial. So we have to have radical open-mindedness about the situation right now. It's evolving, and it's uncertain, and there's a lot of unknown, and that's okay. That's okay, right? Because nobody can predict the future. All we can do is now. The point of power is always now. So we need to be able to adapt and embrace change. Now, there's a lot of people that say that we don't like change as human beings. I don't think so. I think that what we don't like is being changed. But right now, if I were to give you $1 million in cash, net, to use however you want, I'm pretty sure you will welcome this change into your life. Yeah. But if I change you, or change your routine, or change your job, or change something that you didn't want, we start to resist it. Our ego is too attached to all the identification that we have, because we want to remain consistent with who we think we are. So we really need to be able to open to change, open to adapt, open to see new ideas, open to try new things or learn new things. And this group is an amazing resource to do that. There's so many different things, from cooking to yoga to meditation to talks like that, where it's all free and it's all accessible, and on repeat we can expand ourselves. And this is also a way to adapt to the situation. I have free time. If you're not working, for example, you have 24 hours where you can choose, what am I going to do? Am I going to just watch Netflix and do nothing with my time, or nothing unproductive, so to speak? Or I'm going to invest in myself to the best of my ability right now. There's also a lot of universities around the world that give free courses, which is pretty amazing, right? So we could get an update, an upgrade on our skills, just like we upgrade. Hey, Mom. My mom is here. So just like we upgrade our smartphone or our applications, we can upgrade ourselves. And I think this is also an adaptive response. So if I evolve myself, of course, I evolve my perspective, and I evolve my behaviors and the result that I can get. Other things you can do is just like, okay, I have an idea, I have times, I want to execute, I want to do something. So welcome your imagination, welcome adaptivity, welcome innovation, try new things, experiment. If you always wanted to, there's this guy I saw on Instagram a couple of days ago, hairdresser, right? Just like hairdresser, and his shop closed down, of course, right? Because of the situation. So he decided to do, how can I help people making videos about what they can do with their hair while they're on lockdown, or how they can cut their hair on their own in lockdown, right? And he's doing great. He makes amazing live videos. People are engaged. He does like simple but adaptable things. So that's also a way to innovate, a way to use your expertise, your talent, your work to give to people, but to also create something, to create a brand, which may lead to, well, you don't know where it's going to lead. Just like when Christiana started this group, She had no idea that it would live into this amazing couple of days wellness things with over 50 people. So try, adapt, try new things. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay, because the worst thing that happened is, well, it didn't work out. We don't need to be great to start doing things, but we need to start doing them in order to become great. So if you have anxiety or terror block about doing live videos or putting yourself out there or trying new things, just, feel the fear, acknowledge it, and just go. Just go and just see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? So that's the second thing, being able to adapt. And the third thing, I'm checking time just because it's already 15 minutes. The third thing is resilience. The mental toughness to say, fuck you, I am giving up, and I'm gonna make it through this situation. The resilience that we need is, as human beings, we've adapted through thousands of years into where we are right now. That's what we do, we adapt, we survive. And it's the people who are able to adapt that not only make it, but make it great. And you, in every crisis, adversity, or tough time that you had in your life up to today, and I'm pretty sure you got your share of shitloads that happened to you, just like we all did. You needed that resilience. You needed that determination to not give up, to continue, to carry through, to believe, to have faith. So the resilience is to never give up on the situation, never give up on yourself, and keep on believing that you can do it, no matter how many setbacks, no matter how bad things may be, that you're going to make it through it. And it's the saying that if there is a will, there is a way. And one of my favorite stories to illustrate this point is Man's Search for Meaning, that amazing book, and Viktor Frankl, that Jew that was during the Second World War, survived 3 different concentration camps. And this is the worst thing you can experience in your life, right? Like a concentration camp. You are less than a person. You don't even have a name. Everything you own is gone, and you're treated like shit, pretty much, right? But he said something very interesting. He said that the people who survived through those horrible times is those who had a strong enough reason to make it. Is those who had a strong enough why could bear almost anyhow. So ask yourself, what's your reason that you want to make it? And that will be your motivation. If you have kids or family or people who rely on you, let that be your inspiration. Let that be your source of confidence, that what you're doing is not only for you, but it's for people around you. Because without resilience, we're gonna give up, okay? Or our motivation will fade when we're faced with fear, or when we're faced with uncertainty, or when we're faced with the unknown. And I don't believe that we fear the unknown. I think we believe certain things about the unknown. What we really fear is what we think that we know about the unknown. Think about it for a second. Right now, we're projecting things onto the future about how we think the situation is going to be like. And that is mostly fueled by information around you, the news, the social media, or whatever you're experiencing in your present reality. So we have to control that narrative that we create in our mind. Because if you're projecting that, future is going to be a mess and freaking hard, you're priming yourself to experience that. And this is actually going to create a lot of stress in you. And when we're stressed out, emotion goes up and intelligence goes down. And I know when I'm personally stressed out, I make very bad decisions or poor decisions. And we're all like that. And in order to be able to turn and make opportunities for ourselves, we need to be able to think clearly, and we need to be able to make good decisions. Okay? So those are the 3 things. We need to have faith and trust that we can do it, that there's opportunity out there. We need to adapt to the situation, embrace change, embrace being changed, embrace what's coming. Denial is not going to help. And we need the resilience that no matter how bad it is, I'm going to make it. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do in your present situation practically to make the best of it. Because I cannot go into very specific, because I mean, there's 15 people watching this, and I don't know where you're at. I don't know your life. I don't know what your challenge is. But what I know is that you are a resourceful person. If you got to where you are in your life, it's not by luck. It's by a certain amount of skills, certain amount of talent, certain uniqueness. So you have certain skills and abilities right now that you can leverage or that you can increase. Hey, Mary? And it's those that you need to play. You need to play on your strength. And you need to play on your passion. You need to play on things that excites you. So first ask yourself, what is my strength? What is something that I like to do? What is something I can give to people? That is a very good question to ask yourself. When you change the focus from me to others, we think differently. We start to see things that we didn't have before. How can I help other people? I guarantee you that the more people you can help, the more opportunity you're gonna get. Find a need out there that you can meet and meet it with your expertise. That's one-on-one entrepreneurship. What's the problem that people are facing out there? What's the resources that they need? And then meet it there with your expertise, with your talent, with your uniqueness, with your creativity, with whatever you possess, whatever you enjoy, whatever you do. That's how you get started, right? That's how this group got started. That's how pretty much everything that was invented got started. Follow your excitement. If you have an idea, the important thing is you may not know how you're going to do it. You may feel like the hairdresser that I was talking about 2 minutes ago who lost his job, right? Lost his job. His hair salon is gone, Mary. And what do I do? And he was like, well, I'm good at cutting hair. I'm good at styling. Well, maybe I can make videos. Right? And he didn't know how to make videos. He didn't know how to make live. He never made live. So it just, you YouTube it, you get some things simple, and he started to make it. And it turned into a very beautiful channel. So it's pretty amazing what you can do if you just start one step at a time. But you have to have the belief in yourself that there is something you can do with your situation. You can invest in yourself as well. You can choose that, okay, right now I have less work, I have more time, and I can actually finally learn that skill or take that course I wanted to take. Or I can start that business or that channel I wanted to do. We are blessed to have that thing through which you're watching me right now. I don't know if it's a computer, an iPad, a Mac, or whatever. We can do so many amazing things. I can reach so many people all around the world just speaking. And there's people who are willing to listen because every one of us has got value. Every one of us has got something to give. And we gotta believe that. We gotta believe that we have something to give. We have something to contribute. Maybe not to the 7 billion people in the planet, but just to a little pool of people. And that's those people that you need to reach out. So make a list of things that you want to do, things that you can share, things that you experience that people have problem with in their life right now. And start to give it. Start to meet that need that people have. And take it one step at a time. And it's pretty amazing where it can lead you when you follow what you're good at, what you're excited. One of my favorite quotes is from Joseph Campbell. He said, follow your bliss. Follow your bliss, follow your excitement, follow where your heart takes you. Because if you want to start something but you're not really energized by it or excited by it, just forget it. The motivation won't be there, the result won't be there, you won't be motivated. You need something that drives you. And maybe this is your opportunity to take some time to reflect on what really drives you in your life if you have no idea about this. And when you find these things, then you can actually create opportunities. And not only you will create opportunities, but opportunity will start to come to you. Why? Because you're thinking greater than where you were before. You're opening yourself, you're getting excited. And when you get excited, you're no longer in a stress response. So there's all kind of changes that are happening inside you. And if you are a little bit into the law of attraction or all those things, right, you can actually see how that plays out. When you give something, when you're in a state of appreciation, a state of giving, you are welcoming things to come into your life. But when you're in a place of there's no way out, I can't make it, it's too hard, you're also sending those things and are welcoming more of those hardships to you. So help people, and they will help you back. Those are the few things I wanted to say, guys. Okay, if you have any questions, you can comment. I'm very happy to answer any questions, any specific things. I hope it was of value. I hope you find inspiration in this and find belief in yourself in this, because self-doubt, guys, is the worst poison out there. It's even worse than the virus out there. People are so unique and so amazing and so resourceful, and they waste it because they don't believe in themselves. They come up with reason about why they can't do it, why it's not possible, why they don't know. You don't need to know how everything is going to unfold step by step. Nobody fucking knows how everything is going to unfold. That's madness. But just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and let life surprise you on the way. And then you adapt along the way. And it all starts with the belief that there is something I can do, I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna do it. And then just create your own way, create your own opportunity, and even your own economy if that's what you need. And last thing, guys, last piece of advice is don't surround yourself with negativity. Okay? This is not a time to dwell yourself in news, and it's good to be informed with what's happening. I'm not saying, but don't tune in into 24 hours of negativity, because it's going to affect you so much more than you think. Yeah. Take as much as you need to become aware of what's happening outside you, and then feed your mind, the garden of your mind, not with weeds, but with powerful seeds, powerful ideas, powerful content, inspiration, motivation, people that are actually doing things. Because when you surround yourself with those kind of people, they lift you up, and other type of people lift you down. So choose very carefully where you put your energy. All right, guys, that's it. I've been speaking a bit longer than I thought. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you wanna message me with specific question or anything like that, guys, I'm very happy to help, very happy to answer if I can, if it's in my knowledge or ability.